The following program is brought to you by Naleo TV, the people's platform.
Aloha! Welcome to it. Episode number 74 of Coulda, Shoulda, Woulda. J.E. is my name. We got...
I am John Hendricks.
And both aficionados of the NFL.
I'd like to think so. I'd like to think. I call myself that. That's a good word. I like that vocabulary.
And week in, week out, they never disappoint us. Even games that you had, well, it's going to be a suck game, but turned out to be pretty good.
Yeah. And to your point, we never disappointed. Some weeks are better than others, but never disappointed. Week 14 was pretty terrific, I dare say.
Boy, I'll tell you what. And the jostling now, as we mentioned, we didn't do any picks this week because we're seeing where they all are going to be, finishing out their season and then putting themselves in the playoff picture. How is that going to be? But the games start to get more tighter and tighter and tighter, boy.
And the good news is, you'd like to think like the dust is settling in, but from what we've seen in week 14, it doesn't work that way. The dust is going to settle over the course of weeks. You know what I'm saying? So it's not a quick process to crystallize and take form of what we're going to see as our top 7 teams in each conference. And therefore, after that, looking at those top 7 and saying, who do you actually have confidence in?
Right.
We're still a way away from that, but the dust is settling in a long-term sense. But no crystallization whatsoever.
None.
Well, a little bit. Well, okay.
For some.
Let's get it going.
When you say it's a little bit, right?
Yeah.
We still have an 8% chance or a 9% chance.
Where are these percentages coming from?
I don't know.
What are they?
Well, nonetheless, we start things off on the Thursday evening affair, Thursday afternoon for here in Hawaii. At Dallas and the Detroit Lions. Must win for both of them.
Yeah. Yes.
Wow. They both came in off of last Thursday. Wait a minute. They're both coming off a Thursday game, so there was no advantage there.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Abon St. Brown, he may not play, man. He hurt his ankle the last game. He's a day-to-day. We're going to watch and see what he looks like in the pregame. He came out. I didn't see him limping at all. That guy was Mr. Flash. Flash 2 is Jahmyr Gibbs. Then you had the hammer there with Montgomery. And you had a Dallas team that, I'm sorry, didn't show up. And I cautioned you whether to go all in on them. They have not won 3 games in a row all season long. They won the 2, and things were pointing up. Even I was having those feelings of, wow, well, can they win 5 in a row? But, wow, no special teams play. I say no special teams play. Let me rectify that. Good special teams and really bad special teams. The bad special teams were the kickoff coverage. The Lions started off pretty much after the kickoffs. The average field position was their own 43.
So they're just playing half the field on offense. Not even have to play the whole field.
5 touchdowns, 3 minutes or less each of the touchdowns.
Yeah.
And they were big chunk yardage. And it wasn't, the defense was pretty good. They just looked faster than us.
I'm trying to recall the details of this game. I don't have a lot of them. You're doing well. My big takeaways that I remember, though, and this is the biggest one for me, is we, meaning the Dallas Cowboys, we have the players to get it done. We have the players to get it done, but it's different than having the roster and the skill set positions, and even on defense where we had the players to win that game, we just did not execute. Just at the mistakes, bad ones too. They're not just like forced. It was kind of unforced errors. If you ever watch tennis, say unforced error. Well, it means you blew it. So with all those things working against us, just too big of a hill to climb, and even at that, couldn't keep executing at the level necessary to beat a team in a must-win situation at home that has quality players on it too. But we match up well against them. We just didn't get it done.
No.
It's disappointing. There were some calls that were
yeah, okay.
suspect, and I don't
I
really
think
care for
Dak's
that.
going to get fined. I think Jerry Jones is going to get fined for
I
talking
might get
out
fined
to the,
if anybody was listening close
referees.
enough to my home.
Now, I did start things off with saying good and bad on the special teams, okay? The good side of the special teams, Brandon Aubrey is the first player to make 3 field goals of 55 yards plus in a game.
No problem.
57,
Light work.
55, 63, 42, and 29. Now, John,
Yeah.
57 yards, okay?
Chip shot.
63 yards, oh. Well, yeah, in my head, sometimes I'm thinking, well, if we don't make the third down, I know we got Brandon there, so no big deal. Even if I don't make the first down.
These
We're
60-yard kicks are like chip 7-irons for him. He's not even full swinging. He's going more for accuracy than distance.
Boy.
But that being said, I said it a long time ago. If you can count on anything with the Cowboys, you can count on Brandon Aubrey.
And Dak said it in postgame. He goes, he feels like when they get past the 50, hey, okay, we're in the driver's seat now. We got some points on the board coming.
My last thoughts on the game, really quick though, in a loss is, I care again. And no, for whatever that's worth, I care again to the point where I was upset. And I've been handling these losses well, going, well, I don't expect much. The losses are hurting again, so there's that. I got that going for me. Yay.
And then Dan Campbell, he turned into Mr. Conservative. Did not go for a single
Didn't have to. We were making so many mistakes. He didn't have to make tough choices. We made it easy on Dan. It's fine.
And
It's
they
fine.
and they
It's
look
fine.
somewhat playoff ready.
And we're done. It's okay. I forgot to. Oh, pardon me if somebody could email the show. I made a big mistake, maybe because I forgot to look up the 661 area code. Maybe I'm done with that stuff because it's fine. It's fine.
Well, there
hey,
you go.
GE, there's always next year.
Oh, geez, don't tell me. I hate that. I hate that.
You made that up.
Yeah,
That's your
because
thing.
I've heard it way too much. And then the second
Let's
game
move on.
of note was Packers and the Bears. What a game, boy.
Terrifically entertaining game.
I tell you what, boy. Caleb Williams under Ben Johnson. I said it before in earlier shows. Ben Johnson has got him under center, doing some good things, and finally building an offensive line that can, at times, give him some time to throw those passes and such.
They're a real team with a real plan that can be, you know what I mean? It can be duplicated from week to week. That is the truth. So things I liked about this game, one of them's kind of trivial. 28-21. It's like an old school game. All touchdowns. All kicking for the extra point.
Right.
No crazy 2-point conversions, no field goals. 28-21. Well, I just like that. That's just very symmetrical. And of course, it came down to the last play, a throw into the end zone. Okay, fine.
God, that was so wow.
It's not the right throw. It was the right. The tight end was open.
Yep.
You have to throw him to the
yes.
back pylon. I know it's hard when you're running away from jeopardy and trouble. You're trying to get out of trouble to make that throw, but the throw is there. I'm not even going to fault Caleb Williams for not making the throw correctly, but I say go for it on that throw instead of going for the first down. It was all there for them. The Bears fought back from looking like they were outclassed at first, but they weren't. They kept fighting. They stuck to their game plan. Caleb Williams had some very good moments, but still the accuracy's not there he's got to kind of pick that up so they don't get into too much trouble. But they fought back. They have an identity. They have a game plan. Monangai and Swift running the ball.
Yep.
Their O-line, they stuck with it. Ben Johnson, I think, is a real football coach.
Candidate for Coach of the Year.
Oh, don't get that. You'll get
Among
fired.
others, man.
Oh, you get that. You get fired the next year.
Now, they are going to be meeting again in Week 16 at Soldier Field.
Yeah, that's going to be great. Yeah, the Big Ten.
So nothing's really settled yet.
Kudos to the winners, meaning the Packers, for taking this game on, holding them off. Jordan Love played really, really well. He was throwing lollipops, though. I was weird. His great long touchdown passes were all lollipops. There was a lot of heat on them, but the guys were so open and they schemed it up so well that you could kind of just drop it in there.
Jacobs running pretty good. He didn't get
No,
a
he
substantial amount of
doesn't
yardage,
matter.
but he
Don't
got
need
the
to.
yardage when they needed it.
Correct. In the crucial moments, he got the yardage he needed to, and whether that was going to the heading towards the sidelines or running it up in the in the interior portions, he figured out the best ways to do it. He was tough. They were tough. This was a tough game in weather, but this is a tough game in cold conditions. Yet passes were still completed. The game was played properly. Not a lot of errors. Really good, fun football game, and the better team won. And Chicago, no moral victories, but this was their opportunity to stack up back-to-back
Right.
show me wins, because we said show me.
So far, they've only got about two.
Hey,
two and
bottom
a
line.
half, maybe.
They didn't get it done. They didn't get it done.
Well, the
For what it's
Packers
worth.
are slightly got a more favorable schedule. I'm going like, I think they did.
I don't know about these
here.
things.
They've
Yeah.
got the Broncos on Sunday.
That's not easy.
Then they've got the aforementioned Bears one more time. And
Looking
then
forward to that.
They got the Ravens to finalize the season on December 28th.
And we'll talk a little bit more about the Ravens, so I'm not worried about that. And then again, we talk about it before. End of the year schedules that you can see a team name up there, and it might look like something, but you get to that last two games, and it might not mean as much. So it's not as hard as a game as it looks like, or it can be harder because they're just playing like, you know what I mean, for like moral like sense of doing well. So
I'm getting
I don't
paid,
know.
man.
We'll see. Yeah,
might
we'll
lose my
see.
job if I don't want.
True story. Contracts are on the
Yeah.
line for some junk teams.
All right,
so we'll see. We'll see about that.
Again, we'll see with both teams, right? The Bears got the Browns next, which are no pushover all of a sudden with Shadur Sanders.
on fire.
And they've got one of the highest ranked defenses.
Darn tootin'.
I think
Darn tootin'.
Miles Garrett is like 3 or 4 sacks away from breaking the
To get to
existing
100? No,
sacks. I don't know how many.
No, he's a mental case.
Then I mentioned you got
In
the
a good
Packers
way.
and the Bears, and then
Yeah.
the Bears end up with the 49ers. Now, that may end up being a crucial game as well.
Yeah, and the way things are looking for those wild card spots with that NFC West division so stacked, I can't imagine how it won't matter to the 49ers. And then, of course, the Bears. Yeah, that could be a real marquee
Yeah.
game to watch that day.
And then we just shot past Detroit, but they've got the Rams
Yeah,
this
well,
Sunday coming.
That's tough.
They've got the Steelers, who are looking to solidify their north, okay? And then they end up with the Vikings. Next one up we had was a friend of ours, Aiden Tyron, boy, a friend of the show, is up in Washington State and a big Jaguar fan, Jacksonville Jaguar fan.
Yeah.
Well, they're coming on strong, boy. 4th straight, 5th out of 6 games
Yeah.
so far here, man.
Yeah.
So
Quiet run.
one game ahead of the Colts and the Texans. The Colts, I think they've already pulled the sink plug, and it's starting to go down there because of what? Daniel Jones.
Yeah, and he's done for the year. And when, it's one of those.
They put it out today.
Yeah, non-contact injuries are the
Right.
worst. I don't know why
Yep.
they're worse. It's like because he was already compromised. We see this in so many sports, basketball, football, where you're compromised on one of your legs, then you tear your Achilles on the other leg. It's just
On
common.
the other leg.
It's
man.
just how it
Wow.
works because you're compromised. But I'm gonna throw this at you. Even with Daniel Jones, and maybe part of it was he wasn't entirely healthy these last 3 or 4 weeks. Fair enough.
Fractured shin, right?
They
Something
weren't
along those lines.
They weren't winning with him anyway.
They were 7-1, John.
And what's happened since then? Lose to the Chiefs in a close game that you should have won. It hasn't been going well for them. They're 1-3 since, I believe. I
you're correct.
understand. Do you feel like you have a better chance of regaining ground and maybe coming back with Daniel Jones? Sure, but
The other thing is that injury they're predicting
Mm-hmm.
won't be healed
in time for the start of the season.
beyond the next season starting.
Yeah, and of course for Colts fans, it's all about right now. But more importantly, let's talk about the winners, which would be the
Lawrence.
Jacksonville Jaguars. He played one of his better games.
Threw some downfield passes.
Yeah.
We hadn't seen him. He was always dumping it to the flat and just over the middle, but
Or
no, he
throwing
went
to the other team,
downfield.
or getting sacked.
that's
He does
true,
that
too,
a
yeah.
lot, and he fumbles a lot. He does all of those things. He kind of does those Daniel Jones things, but he's Trevor Lawrence, so we don't pick him in as much, but he gets picked as much. But that being said, good game. Do I think he's going to come out and have a good game next week? Can't. Why would we believe that? Where has there been any consistency on his part to have string together great performances? Does he need to? Is the question. Tell me who they got.
They
I
got
don't
the
know.
Jets on Sunday.
Not going to need him much.
They got the Broncos the following Sunday, the 21st.
Going to need all of them then.
And then they got the Colts again with Riley Leonard coming off the. Oh, wait a minute. He hurt his knee, too, in addition to that. And Richardson is out as well. So I'm not sure if they're going to pull somebody from the practice squad to come up in QB. The Jags look pretty solid right now. You're thinking the Broncos are going to be the one loss additional before the end of the season.
So the Jacksonville Jaguars have already played the Texans twice. And that went well, I'm guessing, for them. That's amazing. Because I have the Texans as the front runner for the division now.
The Texans play the Cardinals next.
That's
a win.
I can.
They play the Raiders after that. That's a win. Then they play the Chargers, who may or may not have something to play for.
It doesn't mean anything, but I believe that the Houston Texans can beat anybody right now. And everybody.
That defense
on
is
it's not any given
something
day.
else.
Yeah, and plus their offense is good enough.
Yeah, but that defense without Stroud, when they put David Mills in there, that's what won him those ball games.
Davis Mills accorded himself well. He played very well, but you're right. It helps when you have a defense like that. I think if you have the number one defense, which they do, I'm sorry, I don't care what stats say, that's the most terrifying defense. And not only that, it's just like it's not even terrifying. It's just like you can't go anywhere. There's nowhere to go. I think as a quarterback, I can play better knowing that I have that defense. So that goes to Stroud outperforming Lawrence, outperforming others in front of him maybe that he has to, head-to-head or whatever, because he knows he's got support on the sidelines.
I got a running game.
That
Travis
helps too.
Etienne, boy, he did a pretty good ball game.
Oh, you're talking about the Jags now? Yeah. That's going to be more important for them. I believe for the Jaguars going forward, it was very important then for have this big win. What was it, 39-16 or something?
Correct.
It was like a big win.
Yep.
And it wasn't just because Jones got hurt. They were just going to play better that day. So it's critical for them not to eke one out and count on other teams' mistakes or fortune or anything. Go out there and win a ball game. Win a game.
Him throwing throwing downfield more than he
I
has
saw some nice
in
throws.
the past.
Yeah, where his footwork looked good. He was stable. He was set. Get the hips through the ball. I saw some of those throws. More confidence. So good for him. I like Trevor Lawrence.
So the Jags.
Nice guy.
Yeah, we said they got the Jets, Broncos, and the Colts next. Okay, and then another good ball game. Had we had our predictions, I would have taken the Ravens. Okay, Ravens in Pittsburgh.
I might.
Playing at
Thank you for not
Pittsburgh.
making me pick that one.
That's a tough one there,
Yeah.
okay?
The 12 and 12 combined teams, yeah.
And we come off and yours truly, John, somewhat too, but the whole NFL nation there was a whole lot of people saying Mike Tomlin's going to go. He's done. He's done. It's passed him by. He's been there 16 years.
Everybody's got him at Penn State coaching. I don't know what the heck
yeah.
that's all about. What does that even mean?
And why would you think that? Well, they got beat by Buffalo 26-7. They looked terrible in that ball game.
They had a rough game. They meaning the Steelers.
So what do? They bounced back. And I talked about Trevor Lawrence throwing the ball downfield. Aaron Rodgers on the first play of the game to DK Metcalf. A big, long 52-yard bomb, man.
This was more about the Ravens and how they lost than that the Steelers won. I feel like because what we had been led to believe is that Lamar was coming back. They were going to go on these string of victories and reclaim the division because Pittsburgh's kind of mid. You know, like they'll win and lose, da-da-da-da-da. Well, we were led to believe that. They had those string of victories, but Lamar wasn't playing well. And then when they had a chance to continue that string against the Bengals in Thanksgiving, the Bengals made them look terrible. I didn't have any faith that the Ravens are going to win this game because Lamar has not been playing well.
I kept waiting for them to finally come together. Henry had a pretty good game rushing, and I thought, okay.
Not good enough.
Lamar has just got to get back. Zay Flowers, the rest of the guys there, but no, man.
It's not
the
working.
biggest thing,
Yeah.
the red zone.
Yeah.
6 times in the red zone, only 2 times getting points out of there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And some of them were deep where they were going for it.
The threat of Lamar Jackson behind center used to be one of the biggest threats in the NFL. Right up there with anybody you can mention. You don't know what he's going to do.
Right.
You don't know how he's going to do it. But the chunk plays, just the threat, and you know what? It's not there. I don't get it. It's not there. And it's showing up in the results. I don't like what I see from them. I don't like that division.
The North. You don't think anything's going to happen
I'm
with
just
the
going to
North?
follow Shador.
Yeah.
On their way out.
Looking on the way out. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm just going to pick him as like everybody's hating on him. They all want him to fail. So I'm going to follow Shador and hope he does well.
Stefanski finally said, yes, he's going to start for the rest of the year.
Shador earned it with his play. Good enough.
Yep.
You got your opportunity. You earned it with your play. Go forward, young man.
He's going to drive those Browns fans crazy. Here's Pittsburgh's last couple of games. They got 4 games remaining. The Dolphins on next Monday.
Oh, watch out.
Yeah, and you're saying it with a little bit of facetiousness, but
no, I'm not. I'm not.
4
I'm not
games in a row.
Wow. Quietest win streak. No one wants to acknowledge it.
So they have that on next Monday.
Yeah.
Then they've got the Lions.
Yeah.
Then they've got, again, we mentioned the Browns here, okay? So the Browns say, hey, yeah, we're already looking at next year. We're playing for next year.
You got a top 5 defense and Shoulda on fire. That's no guarantee anything. And I believe the Browns beat the Packers early this year. So ain't no guarantee nothing.
Then the final game, again, with the Ravens one more time. Final game of the season.
Pencil that one in for the Steelers. I'm done with the Ravens.
So the Ravens got the Bengals up next.
Burrow's going to just burrow into them.
Then the Patriots.
Not good.
Then the Packers.
Not good.
And then again, as mentioned, the Ravens again.
Oh, Paul.
Pretty much done for them. The Ravens are. Next one we'll take a quick look at is Bills and the Bengals. Boy, I thought, what the heck has happened to the Buffalo Bills? Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow is coming out on fire. Boy, he's going. I thought, man, if they don't do something, this game's going to get away from them really quick.
It did get away from them. I think it was 21-11 or 21-10 at halftime. Here's the thing. I get it, the fact that it was a high-scoring game. The Bills had to come from behind. They didn't dominate this. They didn't dominate that. But all I'm hearing out there is about how great the Bengals are and about how the Bills are going to lose in the first round of the playoffs if they make it because they have no defense. And I understand that it usually takes the Bills defense a couple of series and maybe a quarter or two to warm up literally under those conditions. I'm fine with all of that. The biggest thing in this game for me was I'm back to calling him that. He's Josh Allen. He's back to being Josh Allen. The plays that he made personally, you call a play, you snap the ball. There's nothing there. You know, talking about off schedule, I'm
going to throw it away.
He's just making things up on the go, and they turn out to be brilliant. These brilliant throws, brilliant runs. Seals the game on a 3rd and 15 with a 17-yard scramble, and that should never be allowed. Okay, fair enough. And so this game, big comeback, Joe Burrow, no interceptions in the year, then throws 2 back-to-back picks. Well, you know.
One of them a killer one.
Partially his fault, partially the defense showing up. But my main takeaway is people don't like the Bills' odds. They're not a complete team. They got a porous defense. They're terrible on 3rd down, Well, that was against Joe Burrow, okay, and an elite offense under conditions where they had to win. So I'm going to give the defense a little bit of a quote-unquote pass there, if you will. But more importantly, when it all came on the line and it all mattered, the Bills showed up. They won a big game against a losing team. I understand that, but they solidified themselves in that 5th spot.
One quick thing, only 2 punts in the entire ball game.
It was a fun game to watch, rather nerve-wracking, of course, yes. Until that Benford pick, it was looking pretty bad. And that Benford pick 6, which was important. And why I say that is the pick 6 was critical because the Bills needed instant points. Yep. They didn't need an interception and set them up at the 40, and then you got to matriculate down the field, hope you get 7, go on 4th down, kill the clock. They needed instant points, and they got it, and it was kind of weird. And then that turned the whole thing around. You want to play the Bills if you're in the AFC? You want to play them? They're soft. They got no defense.
Here's the teams that are going to play them in the next couple of weeks.
I know the Patriots are coming up.
The Patriots on Sunday.
Oh, doggy.
Early ball game.
Game of the day.
Yep. Followed by the Browns. Again, no pushover. That's something to see.
Nope.
All right?
Nope.
And then finally, the last game of the season versus the Eagles. Could have major ramifications for seeding.
I think it'll have major ramifications for both teams because,
All right. And then Denver. 11-2.
They held court.
Pretty much solidifying that number 1 seed unless something drastic happens. They've got
that's weird.
The Packers up next. Okay. Second game of the morning for us. Followed by the Jags. Followed by the Chiefs, the last game of the season.
Yeah, no easy road in for the Broncos. Good. If I'm Sean Payton, I want to play good teams that have something on the line going into the tournament because this is a young team with a young quarterback that doesn't have a lot of experience other than losing in the first round last year to the Bills. So that's all the experience they have. So you want to play good teams that have something on the line coming in, win or lose, even if you maybe lose that. You don't want to lose that bye. There's only one that each conference gets. But that being said, you want to be weather tough tested going into the tournament. So I'm sure he's fine with all of it. They won.
That's the main thing.
That's fine. Like the Seahawks had their throwaway game where they just win real easy. The Rams had their throwaway game. Right. Just keep your standing. No, nothing interesting here.
The thing that I liked about the Rams, you're supposed to beat bad teams that bad.
Yeah,
and they did.
Beat them up.
And they did.
Yeah.
So
Seahawks too.
Well, let me give you this, okay?
Give me something.
NFC West Rams, 10-3. They're going to stay at the top.
Are they leading the?
Yes.
Is that the best record in the NFC? Nobody's a 2-loss team. Packers with that tie.
Right, 9-3-1.
But they got to play the Bears and I guess so. Rams are the leader in the clubhouse yet again for number 1 seed, but I like the Packers a lot, especially after what I saw.
That's number 2. The
professional
NFC
football.
North, Green Bay Packers, currently in first. They're going to stay there? Philadelphia Eagles,
That's a yes, sorry.
8-4 in the NFC East. They're going to stay there.
Oh, yeah, I can't see a scenario where they have to lose 3 games in order for the Cowboys to overtake them.
3 out of 4, yeah.
Yeah, I don't see that happening.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 7-6.
Nope. I'm said it before the show. We're just talking story. I'm on the Dave Canales-led Panthers and the Bryce Young Panthers and that great running game. And they're super solid defense. And they just play good ball. They just play the game the right way.
Coming together,
I think he's a good coach. And kudos to you. You called that 2 years ago. They had a crummy year last year. They started this year poorly, but I've actually been the one reminding people, and so you're not tooting your own horn. I keep bringing it up. But how do you feel about the Panthers?
I think they got a solid chance to capture the South. I say that with trepidation because the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are getting healthy again.
Fair enough, but they lost a bad one yesterday, and
no Mike Evans in that ball game.
That's fine, but I'm also getting the Baker effects wearing off. I think this is like something like that. It just doesn't last forever. You know, his quality play, his big throws, his not making mistakes. It's starting to erode. I hope the Panthers play the Buccaneers one more time before. If they did, I'm picking the Panthers easy. I don't care where they're playing, what the conditions are.
Let's do the AFC. New England, 11-2, AFC East.
It all comes down to Sunday. If and when the Bills win that game, then it becomes a problem for the Patriots. Then it becomes a tiebreaker situation potentially. And I know that the Patriots have a tough schedule coming in.
Broncos 11-2, AFC West.
They have a tough schedule too, but yeah.
Sean Payton, I think that's a good coach. I don't think he's
very good.
Yeah, he'll have them ready. Jacksonville Jags, 9-4, AFC South.
I like the Texans. I just like the Texans. And then, I was watching Maurice Jones-Drew on NFL Game Live, and they asked him, of all these teams up here, he goes, the 7, because now the Texans are in the top 7. He goes, I don't want to play them. He goes, what do you mean, like out of the wild cards? He goes, no, of anybody in the AFC. Patriots, anybody. He goes, I least like to play the Texans. That means something coming from a former player. I've seen them beat everybody. You look at their schedule, like who they beat in the last 3 weeks. They ain't scared of nobody, and they're not limping away from these games with lucky wins.
We're going to see, again, as we mentioned, top of the show, these games are really going to shake out.
I'm more scared of the Texans than the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Okay, in the NFC, a similar team on that side?
Is
the
in
NFC?
In the North, or where we're talking?
Wherever.
Okay, I like the Panthers. I like the Packers. I like the Rams, even though that's tightly bunched. What is the last division I'm missing? The East? Oh, Philly. Yeah. Oh, poor NFC East. It's just so irrelevant right now, it feels like, with the way that the Eagles are struggling.
The least.
And somebody's got to come out of there with a playoff spot.
They were even talking, I was listening to a couple of different shows and such. There's going to be some teams that have 10 wins are going to be outside looking in. They're not.
That's fine because it's a 17-game season, so 10-7. I don't feel that bad for you. You should be 11-6 if you want to play in the tournament.
The word parity comes to focus here for the NFL.
It's coming around. Yeah. The commissioner, Roger Goodell, all the things they're doing with their rules and structure and all that, it's coming around to where you might be great for a couple of years, but trying to be great like for 10 years like the Patriots can be hard.
All right. Well, we both got our individual games that we're going to be checking out this weekend. Good luck to your team as always as we continue onward through the 2025-26 NFL.
Yeah.
All trying to get to Levi Stadiums.
And
Santa Clara, California.
Week 15 is juicy too. Like, make your schedule, mark your games, mark out your chores and your errands. There's some big games, and don't just watch the highlights. Watch the games. They're incredible. Watch them if you can make time from stem to stern. Terrific football being played. Love it.
All right. Well, again, until next time, my name is Jay Orozco.
John Hendricks.
And we bid you a fond aloha.
Aloha.